Hello children, how are you? I am Masood Fatma and I will teach you social studies. This video is for the students of class 5th. Okay? And today let's continue our chapter 12. And the topics which we are going to do today, open your book on page number 84. It's given impact of local events on global environment. Next is greenhouse effect, and the other one is global warming, its consequences and ways to check or to control this global warming. Okay, so as usual, first of all I will read the chapter. The first topic I am going to read and then I will explain it to you. This way only I'll read the topics and explain. Okay, so please be ready and pay attention. Impact of local events on global environment. Some events that happen at a particular place slowly affect the environment or the other regions and also the global environment. For example, if oil spills from an oil tanker ship at a shore, it spreads and contaminates the ocean or seawater of the other shores too. In other words, the pollution caused by oil kills the marine life of not only the shore where it happens, but also the marine life of the other shores. Moreover, a volcanic eruption of a place can also disturb the environment of a continent. Okay? So, children, you know that the pollution is the main factor that affects our environment. It can be of any sort. It can be land pollution, air pollution, water pollution, or noise pollution. Okay? Like, see the example. Okay? It can be, in any case, it is harmful. Now, see the example. It's given if oil spills in the sea or in ocean. What happens? That not only pollute that particular area where it has spilled, but it also pollutes the other shore. It reaches the other areas also. Suppose, take an example of from yourself only. If you are doing something wrong, you are blamed that this child is doing like this, and plus the family is also blamed that see the parents are not able to control or like that. So if something is done at a place, it's not that it affects that particular place only, it affects the whole region. Okay, like I gave you the example of family. So where it had split, it's not that it's going to affect that one only, that, but the whole marine life. Marine life means the plants or the animals that is found in the water under the sea. That also gets harmed. Okay, that also gets harmed. So, means plants and animals, they are also affected. It's not that it does not mean that it pollutes only one area, but it pollutes the whole living being in the sea, water, or under the water. Like tsunami or a volcanic eruption at a place, or earthquake, or floods, or droughts, cyclones, all affect the environment. You have seen how flood affects the whole uh, human life or plant life or animal life, all living beings, or not only living beings, the non-living things are also destroyed due to flood. The villages are washed away in the flood water. So children, that means the events that our action are responsible for any of the pollutions, whether it is water pollution, air pollution, or noise pollution, land pollution, we are responsible. Okay, so now let's do the next topic. What is that next topic? That is greenhouse effect. This also I will read first and then I'll explain it. Greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect is a natural process by which the atmosphere traps some of the sun's energy, warming the earth enough to support life. This process works because of the presence of the greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, ozone, water vapor, methane, nitrous oxide, etc. in the atmosphere. The phenomena occurs in the following way. First point is energy from the sun comes in the atmosphere of the earth. Second point is some energy is reflected back into space, the rest enters the atmosphere. Third point is the earth absorbs this energy and emits heat. Fourth point is greenhouse gases absorb and re-emit the heat energy to the earth. And the last point is the heat is effectively trapped, it warms the earth. And in the absence of the greenhouse effect, the earth would have been a very cold place. However, when this greenhouse effect becomes more, it starts raising the average temperature of the earth. This is called global warming. Now see, our atmosphere has seen this picture that is made here on page number 84, greenhouse effect. See the layers. Okay, so earth is the third planet from the sun, and it's the only planet with a vast diversity of living forms, means living life. And earth has a stable temperature. It is earth's atmosphere which is like the thin blanket. It is surrounded by a thin blanket of air, and it protects the earth surface from the heat of the sun. Okay, and air is the mixture of many gases, just like an umbrella that protects us from sun, rain, and everything. So this layer, this atmosphere, it's a layer of thin layer of or blanket of air that surrounds the earth surface. Okay, and it protects us from the heat of the sun. Just like umbrella it works. Okay, and this layer also protects earth from the harmful radiation of the sun, but now this stable temperature is rising every year. Okay, and earth is affected by this enormous amount of radiation from the sun, which we receive in the form of light, okay, and heat energy. This radiation in the form of ultraviolet and infrared has to first pass through the atmosphere before reaching the Earth's surface. The ultraviolet rays of the sun or infrared rays, they reach the earth, and before reaching the earth it has to pass through the atmosphere, and then it reaches the earth's surface, okay. And the ozone layer, there are 3 layers: atmosphere, ozone layer, then comes the earth's surface. Atmosphere, a thin blanket of air that surrounds the earth's surface, and in between is the ozone layer that protects the sun's heat of the sun, and to reach the earth's surface directly, okay. So that this layer, this ozone layer, blocks some amount of the ultraviolet rays, okay, from reaching the surface of the earth. But the remaining rays, means remaining rays, that is not this ozone layer is not able to absorb. This reaches the earth's surface, okay, and it is absorbed by the earth. And some, especially the infrared rays, are reflected back into the space. Some goes back, but some gases in atmosphere are trapped, okay. And this radiation, or you can say this radiation is re-emitted to the surface, which leads to the heating of the environment. This exchange of incoming and outgoing means the radiation that comes and reaches the earth, some part of it is controlled by the ozone layer, means earth's surface controls that or protects earth's surface from the ultraviolet rays of the sun, okay. But some part of it is absorbed by the earth's surface, and earth's surface, whatever it absorbs, it again re-emits back, means it reflects back. So this incoming and outgoing, it comes and then it is gone back, but in that way that warms the earth. When it remains in large amount, it warms the earth, and this is what referred as greenhouse effect, and the gases involved in this are called greenhouse gases, which are mainly like carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor, and chlorofluorocarbon, and then water vapor, etc. Now, children, why it is called greenhouse effect? Why it is called? Have you thought why it is greenhouse effect? A greenhouse, greenhouse is a glass building in which plants are kept, which require protection from cold weather. The glass cover helps to trap all the heat energy and keeps the inside environment warm. It does not make it too cold or too hot. It keeps it warm, means the amount of warmth the plant requires. That much is there, and rest are trapped by the greenhouse gas. Okay. Then the atmosphere exits the glass and traps the heat. This greenhouse effect is essential to keep our earth warm. If this greenhouse gases are not there, or greenhouse effect is not there, the earth would have been a very cold place. Okay, not so pleasant type. So this is very important, and the absence of this, the temperature of the earth surface would have been 20 to 40 degrees Celsius. But too much of something is bad, excess of anything is bad. If the planets of greenhouse receive excess heat, it would burn, and same thing would happen that to the earth. Now, over the last 2 centuries, human activities have changed the earth's atmosphere a lot, and the amount of greenhouse gas has increased and is still increasing. They trap too much heat. This excess of greenhouse effect results in global warming, which is an great increase in the earth's average temperature. Okay, the act is this means human activities are really incredible. This has heated our earth and caused global warming. So, as I told you in the beginning, that we are responsible for the pollution is the main cause of global warming, or to for the global warming, and we are responsible for that. This I told you in the beginning also. Okay, now global warming, gradually it is becoming hotter and hotter. Let me read this global warming. It's a separate topic, like global warming, on page number 84 only. First I am going to read. The steady rise in the Earth's surface temperature as a consequence of increased greenhouse effect is called global warming. This just now I told you. It relates to the thickening of Earth's atmosphere because of the generation of increased amount of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, CFCs, etc. This thickening can gradually make the earth hotter and hotter. Due to environmental pollution, the content of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is increasing rapidly. It has made the average temperature becomes 0.74 degrees Celsius higher than what it was 150 years ago. Scientists believe that the temperature might rise up to 6 degrees Celsius in 100 to 200 years, making life very difficult on Earth. Means, see, if we are not able to bear this heat today, how we are going to bear this heat? Means I won't be there, but after 100 years or 200 years, how the people will bear the heat of the sun, because ozone layer will fail by that time, as scientists believe that the temperature might rise by 6 degrees Celsius. It's too much. Okay, and why this global warming is there? Because of the thickening of the air blanket. I told you the atmosphere is surrounded by a thin blanket of air, and this is becoming thick. This air is becoming hotter and hotter. The because the earth is becoming hot, and due to environmental pollution, means the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is increasing. Why? Because of the burning of the fuel, the factories, the industries, whatever we are electronics, these like AC and all we are using, they all emit carbon dioxide. So in the atmosphere, it is all dissolving in the atmosphere and polluting the atmosphere. And by 100 to 200 years, scientists believe that the temperature might rise up to 6 degree Celsius, and then that time the life will be very difficult. Okay, so the what will be the result of this global warming? That is numerous. The consequence means the result of global warming, means outcome. Global warming is slowly heating the earth. See, I'm reading it. Due to global warming, the ice on the earth is melting slowly, because of which glaciers are shrinking. This is resulting in an increase in the mean sea level. By the end of the century, the mean sea level may rise by a meter, submerging a vast land area. Second point is a lot of unfavorable climatic changes are seen. Heat waves, droughts, blizzards, etc. are increasing. Moreover, winters are shrinking. The habitat of plant and animal species is being largely disturbed. 1/3 of the plant and animal species face the risk of extinction by 2050. We are in 2020. After 30 years, many animals are going to extinct. And why it's written here that winter is shrinking. Why winter is shrinking? How? It is the period of winter is becoming shorter. Why? Because of the melting of the ice, because of the heat, this warming, this global warming, the ice on the earth is melting, and due to that glaciers are shrinking, and that's why we observe heat more than cold weather. Okay, means summer is now is longer than the winter season. Earlier it was 4 months for winter, but now I think 3.5 months only for winter. So these are the consequences, the result that we are going to, those who will live will face. Means of course not I. 30 years I am not going to stay. Okay, so now how to control? Now we have to do something. Okay, we have to do something for this global warming. You all have to do, means you are the future generation, no? So now it's your responsibility to do something to protect our environment. So let me read this: ways to control global warming, page number 85. First point is pollution should be checked. People should reduce the use of smoke emitting vehicles. Factories should also check releasing smoke into the atmosphere. Just now I told you, because of factories and all, it should be checked. Factories are of course important. Industries are of course important for us. But if it's having some fault that it is emitting this thing, we should see that they do not emit carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Then polluting natural resources, that should be checked. Non-polluting natural resources should be used, like solar energy, wind energy, okay, etc. Should be developed. Then deforestation. You know that plants are very necessary for cleaning the atmosphere. So deforestation means cutting of the trees. This should be checked, and we should plant more and more trees. And next point is eco-friendly homes with natural heating and cooling should be made. Natural cooling, like AC we are using, that is artificial cooling. For heating we are using heaters, okay, or blowers. These should be checked. These should be, the use of these things should be in fact stopped. And something natural that should be used, that keeps a house clean. Like earlier people were using thatched roof, or made with mud and straw, and big windows were there, means, and we should plant trees near our surroundings. So these things I hope will help us to check the environment, to check this global warming and keep our environment clean. And children, then we should also reduce waste, like we throw waste, no? Then use of products which generate greenhouse gases, these should be stopped. And we should use energy efficient appliances. Then increasing fuel efficiency of vehicles, then using more renewable energy. These are the ways to control this global warming and keep up atmosphere or the earth free from pollution. So now we have to take the steps. So that's all for these topics, and in the next video we will continue with the other topic, that is ozone layer. We will talk about ozone layer and what are the reasons for its depletion. Depletion means how it is becoming thinner and thinner, okay, and what are the harmful effects by thinning of the ozone layer. So these we will study in a next video. Till then children, thank you and bye.